Right, so picture this. Over 4,000 eviction notices handed out in Ireland in just 3 months. That's a whole lot of folks told to pack their bags and find a new spot to rest their weary heads. The Residential Tenancies Board, or RTB, they're the ones keeping tabs on all this rental crack. And even they're looking a bit flustered. Seems like finding a decent, affordable gaff in Ireland is about as common as a sober leprechaun these days. This whole eviction surge has got everyone talking, from the Dale to the pub. Folks are worried, and rightly so. It's like trying to find a parking spot in Galway on a Saturday night. Near impossible, and a recipe for a right headache. Something's got to give, because this housing crisis is about as welcome as a flat pint of Guinness. Now, the RTB, bless their cotton socks, have been doing a bit of digging, and it turns out the main culprit behind this eviction spree is landlords deciding to sell up shop. Yep, seems like everyone's trying to make a few quid in this bonkers housing market. Can't really blame them, can we? It's like finding a tenner on the ground. You're going to pick it up, aren't you? But here's the rub. While the landlords are off counting their euros, it's the renters who are left high and dry. And it's not just a wee sprinkle. It's a full-on monsoon of misery for folks who are already struggling to keep a roof over their heads. It's enough to make you reach for a stiff drink. So it is. Let's be honest. Finding a decent rental in Ireland was never exactly a walk in the park, but now it's like trying to win the lottery while riding a unicycle on a tightrope. The competition is fierce, the prices are sky high, and the options are about as appealing as a plate of cold coal cannon. It's enough to make you want to move to the Aran Islands and live in a turf hut. And for those already living on the breadline, well, it's a right disaster. So it is. Families with little ones, folks with disabilities, pensioners trying to make ends meet, they're the ones hit hardest by this housing crisis. It's heartbreaking, and it's high time something was done about it. The government's response. A pint short of a full session. Now, the lads and lasses in the Dial, they haven't exactly been sitting on their hands. They've been trying to put out the fire with a wee water pistol, so to speak. They've given tenant rights a bit of a boost, put a cap on rent increases in certain areas, and even promised to build more social housing. But let's be honest, it's going to take more than a few grand gestures to fix this mess. It's like trying to bail out the Titanic with a teacup. We need bold action, and we need it now. The government needs to get their act together and come up with a proper plan. Otherwise, we're all going to be sleeping in Croke Park. What's next? Potential solutions? Building our way out of a housing hangover? So, what's the solution to this housing headache, you ask? Well, if I had a magic wand, I'd conjure up thousands of affordable homes overnight, but alas, I'm fresh out of fairy dust. However, there are a few things that could be done to ease the pain. First off, we need to build more homes, and fast. And not just any homes, mind you, but affordable ones that regular folks can actually afford to live in. We also need to get creative and look at different housing models like cost rental and cooperatives. And for God's sake, let's put a stop to all the property speculation that's driving up prices and making it impossible for first-time buyers to get on the ladder. Look, I'm no politician, but even I can see that this housing crisis is a right mess. It's time for our leaders to step up to the plate and find some real solutions. The future of Ireland depends on it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a date with a pint of Guinness and a packet of Tayto slant. And don't forget to like and subscribe.